shake off all the technical errors. So thank you for taking the time to show up. I'm just going to start out by getting connected to the ground. So lift and spread your toes, shake out your shoulders, soften in your neck and jaw. Start to shift your weight from side to side, taking knee towards toes, knee towards toes. And let your vision be on the horizon as you start to move. Big deep breath up through your feet, through your knees. Hug your belly to your spine, soften in your neck and jaw. Shake everything down. Now turning your right leg out from the hip. Shift your weight forward and back, taking knee towards toes, knee towards toes. Letting your arms just naturally move because the rest of your body's moving. And then take that foot parallel and out to the left. And then parallel and out to the other side. And then shake everything out. And everything down. Turn your toes out to the 45 and bend your knees down, knee towards toes. Big stretch here. You're pressing elbows into the insides of your knees, trying to get a little bit more room there. Place your hands on your thighs and press down, and then peel up to one side at a time. And place your hands down in front of you, take your heels and turn them out. Press your hips back and drop your head down. All the way up. All the way up. And from here, start to shift your weight one more time, side to side. Start letting your arms sway across this same parallel horizon line to the ground. And then scoop up. And drop all the way down. And up. All right, from here, knees together, bending and bringing them forward towards your toes, one more time towards your toes, and then little circles. Switch directions. And then leaning all the way in to get a good hip stretch. Come down as far as you can, hug your knees in. Turn your feet out to 45. From here, try to keep your back straight and drop. Lifting your heels off the ground here and back up. And drop. And back up. And drop. And up. But from here, wherever you have the lengthwise room, you're gonna raise your arms up above your head, elbows out to the side, bring all of that down. One more time, all the way up. up, bend your knees, bend your knees, bend your knees, touch down, walk your hands out in front. Let your feet go back just a little bit, and from here, just pedal out. Start to wake up your legs. Let your ankles drop together from side to side to get a bigger hip stretch. Then look forward, shift forward, lower down. Inhale, peel up. Up to hands and knees. Lift your knees off the ground. Slowly start to push a little bit further back. Head down, hips up. Look forward, shift forward, lower down. Inhale, up. Up to hands and knees. Lift your knees up. Push back just a little bit further. And then shift your weight forward just a little bit. Bring one leg forward, back knee down. From here, start to shift your weight into the front leg, keeping the back toes curled under. Inhale, raise your arms up as you shift forward. Bend back just a little bit, pressing all of your weight back towards the heel. Lift the front toes up. You do not have to lock out this front leg. Keep it bent. Fold forward, and with a rhythm, shift forward, raise arms up, inhale, exhale back down, inhale forward, exhale back down. Come back up to where you've got closer to a 90-degree angle in the front leg. Take your torso and push it away from your leg, and then twist from your lowest ribs and reach up high. Good, bring that top arm back down, lift up the back leg, and then you can, however you need to, you can inch that front foot all the way back and then kick it way out and up behind you. Bending at the knee, take the foot towards opposite hip. Bring that leg down, paddle out here one more time. And as you start to shift your weight forward, bring the other leg forward, back knee goes down. So keeping some good momentum, not fast, but just very intentional. Start to shift your weight forward and back. Find your rhythm. This is all going to be hips in charge of this motion here. And as you shift forward, inhale, raise arms up. Back bend just a little bit. And then pressing your hips back, peel the front toes up. Shift forward, raise up on an inhale. Exhale, drop back. Forward and up. Exhale, back. Okay, then come towards 90 degrees in your front leg and pushing your torso and your leg away from each other. Walk your hand out a little bit more to a 45 here, twisting from the lower ribs. Turn, and then look up and reach. Okay, bring that hand down. Raise up the back knee. Slowly take the front leg back and then push it all the way out and up. Bending at the knee. Bring that leg down, pedal out one more time in your ankles, and then press back even further. Head down, hips up. and then come all the way down to Seiza. Okay, from here, lift your shoulders and roll them in circles towards your ears, up and around. And then forward. Take a second and bring them up to your ears and squeeze. Bring your hands up in front like you're gonna cut up with Tekatana, all the way up, push away from you, and as you exhale, reach your fingers as far out as you can. Press your hands back towards your feet. Exhale completely as you bring your hands forward, and then one more little exhale at the end. Ready, raise up. Elbows out to the side. Compress, bring it down, and then exhale, expand. One more. Good. All right, from here, feet out to the side. Roll your ankles and wrists, both directions. Okay, now keeping everything that's touching the ground, pressing down. You're gonna lift in your lowest belly as you bring your hands right down in front, pushing your fingertips out and forward, curving your arms, scooping all of that up, elbows out to the side. Same thing as we just did before in Seiza. Good. Now a quick inhale through your nose, exhale through your nose as you lift, turn, kokyu, and then come back to center. So you'll notice the exhale, there'll be a tightening feeling in your belly where it's pushing all the air out. Then reach all the way up, turn your torso, you're pressing into the ground with your hips and up through your lowest ribs, reaching out, up and over. Come back to center, other side. Big reach up, all the way out, up and over. Okay, come back to center. From here, arms out to the side, turn towards one leg, drop the opposite hand on top of your hip, take the other hand and reach it all the way up to the ceiling, and then push towards the other foot. Come back through center, arms out to the side, switch sides. And down in front, hands out to feet. Good. From here, 2 feet out in front of you, slide them closer to your hips, and from here you're going to put your hands down behind you so that it will help you lift your hips up. Take 1 foot up in the air, cross opposite ankle to opposite knee, and slowly, slowly start to shift from side to side. Okay, stop, come back through center, lift your hips up, kick that foot up, drop it down, switch sides. Good, come back through center, lift your hip up, kick that leg all the way up, drop it down. Drop your hips down, feet together, knees out to the side. From here, just start to shift your weight. You can let your head fall forward here and just really practice trying to release between your shoulder blades. Checking in to make sure that you're not holding on to any tension in your neck. If you are, just notice it. See if you can kind of make an agreement with it that it doesn't need to be holding on right now. Good. All right, from here, you're gonna put 1 knee down, 1 knee up. Remember to round your back. You're gonna keep your hands out in front and curl your arms like this for Tekatana to be kind of facing out away from you. And from here, you're gonna let your head kind of shift forward, not compressing the front of yourself, but you wanna elongate the inside of the circle as well. And you wanna lift up and make yourself really round here. Breathe out when your back touches the ground. So rock back, kick out 2 legs, tuck 1, and come back up. Inhale on your way up, exhale on your way down. On your next time, coming forward, lift up to 1 knee. See if you can keep that bottom leg underneath you, right? And from here, sit down behind the bent leg that's on the ground. Drop back, kick out 2, tuck 1, come back up. Hands go forward, all the way up to 1 knee, drop down. All the way up to standing. Good, tuck, drop all the way down, all the way up to standing. Drop all the way down, all the way up to standing, all the way down, all the way up to standing. Very nice, okay. All right, from here, come all the way back down to active toes. Okay, from here you're gonna have one leg go out to the side, slightly bent. The leg that's underneath you, you're going to use that as your support. You're going to drop your hip down on top of your ankle so it looks like this sideways. You're lifting up and sitting down on that ankle, lifting up, sit down on the ankle, lift up, sit down on the ankle. Once you drop back down the next time, reach that hand behind you. Use it as support to help you lift your hip away from your ankle. Take your top arm in big, reach back, look back. Start moving by dropping your hip down first. Let the top arm swing past your face. Bottom arm reaches out as you fold forward, extending that bottom hand towards your extended leg, and then turn your shoulders towards the ground as you look towards the sky or the ceiling. Pressing your hands away from each other here. Start to shift your weight back to put your hip back on your ankle. Bottom arm starts to swing back first, top arm follows it, hips back up, big reach back. Hip goes back to ankle, top arm swings first, bottom arm swings all the way down. Remember, you're trying to line up knee, shoulder, and then ear all in one line. And then your hip goes back up, pressing arms away from each other. And as you come back up, hip towards your ankle, switch sides. Good? One leg out. Drop your hips down, raise them up, down, raise them up, down, raise them up, down. Touch back with that hand that's on the same side as the knee that's down. Using your hand, your foot, and the extended leg, lift up from the hip. Big stretch back, look back. Taking your hip back to your ankle, top arm swings past your face first, bottom arm swings all the way around, shoulder goes down, pressing hands away from each other. Your hip is off your ankle at this point. Shift your hip back towards your ankle, bottom arm swings back first, top arm follows, lift your hips back up, big reach back. And one more time, top arm swings first as you put your hip back on your ankle, bottom arm follows, shoulder down. Press hands and hips away from each other. Good, now turn to wherever you have the most amount of room in front of you. So once you get to the position where your shoulder is down, you should have knee down, shoulder down, and your direction for your front roll is going out in front of you between your legs. So not over here, but it should be right between your legs this way. You're taking your shoulders and you're turning everything and then dropping it sideways down, and then you can fall in. Okay, so from out, you're bringing everything sideways to where both feet or both your hands and your eyes, shoulders, everything is looking towards the extended foot. Then you can drop that shoulder down, press your arms away from each other, and then drop in for the front roll. Good. So there's a lot of value in taking this exercise as slow as we are, because it's gaining more power and more control in your core, and it's using your, the thigh muscles and the hip muscles to be able to gauge when you're actually lifting off and moving forward. So it just becomes a more unified movement. So if you think about trying to protect your neck and keeping it between your shoulders, you're taking all of this, turning it sideways, keeping it extended towards this foot that's out, and then you're letting your shoulder go to the ground. So once your shoulder touches down, your shoulder is going right here in the middle. And then you're reaching forward. So knees on the outside, shoulder goes next, and then you can drop in. Okay, there's one other little variation that I've added into this stretch whenever I was doing my own practice this week. And it was turning my torso towards the extended leg and kind of dropping forward first here, right? So this would be going from this position like we did in the other exercise, but taking both arms towards the foot and reaching down and forward, trying to get a big stretch this way, and then turning the shoulders at the same time down. And then you can drop that one arm on top. So just see if that helps you position your shoulders a little bit more. It does work on a lot more core control. So you've got one leg out, you're taking both shoulders towards it, reaching it forward towards the extended leg, and then rotating the shoulder down before you drop forward. Yeah, very nice. Okay, awesome. All right, next one, come back down to seated. Right, from here, this is gonna be a little variation on the Bushiro Okemi, but this is another core building exercise. So the first thing we're gonna do is rock back and exhale. Rock back, exhale, kick out two, come up on the inhale, exhale, feet out, exhale down, right? And so it's a rhythm. You're exhaling when your feet are extended out. Inhale as they come back together here. Rock back, exhale, inhale, come up, exhale down. All right, very nice. So take your choice of crossing your legs here or sitting in Seiza, whatever you're comfortable with for this one. Take a second to get your breath back. Place your hands right above your head, not actually on your head, but on your head here. And start to feel if you feel more weight going forward or more weight going back, and try to find where you have the least amount of tension and holding in your neck here. And then give yourself a chance to really ground down your center line into the entire part of your center, all the way from behind your toes to out in front of your knees. Even if you need to push your hips and your belly forward just a little bit, and then really kind of hold your belly to your spine, like you're not quite like you're holding your breath, but you are flexing it a little bit. But just to find a little bit more grounding here, raise your arms up. Keep them light, keep them light. You're using this to expand what's touching the ground, and then allow it to expand and get bigger. Fold forward, bring all of that up. Take up even more space. Big exhale. This does not have to be happening with any kind of like struggle. This is more of like a curious kind of position to be in, where you can check and see if you've got spaces where you're holding on, and see if you can allow them, make an agreement with them to soften. All right, so from here, rise from Seiza. Okay, and finding, I guess I'm backwards for you guys, so it looks like I'm in Migi Han Mi for you, but I'm backwards. So from here, you're gonna shift your weight forwards and back, but front hand is going to go thumb down, back hand is gonna be thumb up, okay? Close in, grab your Nikyo, and bring it towards you as you shift your weight in. Loosen up just a little bit on the shift back. In, and back, and back. So this is the ukemi. You know, if we were about to be taking ukemi in the Nikyo, this foot would come forward and it would be in front of you here, right? So you can almost visualize, right? The weight is here, but we don't want to leave this back foot behind us. If we were really being pulled into taking this ukemi, our wrist would keep going that direction and this leg would follow. So try it out a couple times where you're just shifting your weight in and then take this step and pivot. Take that step and pivot. Okay, shake that out, switch sides. Okay, so find your balance in your weight first. Take your front hand, thumb down. Back hand is thumb up. Find the Nikyo. Start to put it on as you shift forward. Loosen it up as you go back. On as you shift forward, back. On as you shift forward and back. On, back. Remembering you're keeping the shoulder that the same arm that the Nikyo is being applied to, you're letting that shoulder be very relaxed so that whenever your Nage does move you over, that you can be ready to move. And forward and pivot. Okay? And forward, forward and pivot. Good. All right, shake that out. Switch sides again. First side. This time you're gonna turn your thumb out so it's facing away from you, and the pinky side, Tekatana side, is facing towards the center of your chest for Kotegaishi, right? Your thumb goes between the pinky finger and the ring finger. Wrap all the fingers around that thumb. Shift your weight forward. So the ukemi for this would be, you would be following this shape. As the torque happens on your wrist, you would be following this shape, turning your shoulders down. Right? You're keeping your head and your shoulders in this crisscross shape right here the whole time. The ukemi would be front roll, break fall, right? So you can start to imagine what it would be like by lifting the weight off of your back leg. So the practice then becomes not letting this front leg be sideways where our knee is going to go down like this. You're keeping this leg all the way on the outside so that by time you're being put into this position, you still have knee, shoulder, and ear all in one line here. Okay, shake that out and switch sides. Okay, thumb out. Take a Katana towards your chest, right? Grab the Kotegaishi, apply, turn, apply and turn, apply and turn. And really look at this front leg. What is it doing? Is it crossing your center line or is it staying on the outside? So you're practicing trying to keep it on the outside. And then you can practice getting lighter in your back foot. Good. Shake that out. All right, Sankyo. Okay, front hand, elbows up, your thumb is facing out and away from you. Shake your hand with your other hand, and as you shift your weight up, you're going to turn away from your midline. Again, this front knee is not staying over here in your center line. It's moving with your hand. It's moving with the torque on your wrist. And think about where you would be going if somebody is actually applying this on you. Once you start to feel your body weight going this way, you would be turning and almost taking a big slide back to follow it back. Right? Follow it back. Keep it in front of you where you can see it. Okay, shake that side out. Other side. Up. Okay, grab your own hand. You're taking the pressure up and away from your midline. Front leg goes too. Okay, now practice moving your whole body for the Tai Sabaki part of this, right? You're shifting everything back at the same time. Right? Back. You want to always be able to see where your wrist is for this. Okay. Good. Shake that out. Okay. Shake everything up. Down. Awesome. Okay. Check on our time. Oh, we are good. All right. Hey. Hi, Logan. All right. So from here, take a second to just get back into your hips just a little bit more. Bring your feet a little bit closer together and sink with your back straight. And see if you can get a little lower than you normally do. Like I said, your feet do not have to be far apart here, right? So this is pressing the knees down at a 45. Place your hands down and start to lift up your heels, kind of pushing one knee towards the ground at a time. Good. And then forward and back. Okay. All right, awesome. Everybody good? Just do a thumbs up.